Welcome back to Scoop's Latest, where in every episode we cover different topics pertaining to the guest that comes on each episode. I'm your host, Kate Ryan, and today I'm here with.
Millie Stickler.
Today, Millie is going to be sharing her adoption story and its impacts. So, Millie, to tell us a little bit more about that, the first question I'm going to ask you is, can you tell us more about your adoption story?
Yes. I got adopted when I was 1 years old. My mom got adopted by her stepfather, so she wanted to do something like that when she was like a teenager. Um, I have no idea who my birth parents are. So like I've been trying to find them for years and do I've been doing DNA tests and see if I have any matches. It's been really hard for me because like there's no match, and I would really want to ask these questions about who my birth parents, who I got my like my genetics, and all these questions, my health questions.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've been struggling this for years, and like I'm not getting any answers.
Mm-hmm. I have a question about that, only if you're comfortable with sharing, but does your mom know more about how she can help you with that process because she was also adopted, or not really?
She knows what to do. Like looks up a lot of like how to get matches on like online. Doing this like Chinese like DNA thing, see if it goes across like the other side of the country, see if it matches with mine.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad's been really like supportive too, because like he doesn't understand being adoptive, but he he like really loves me and care for
Mm-hmm.
me, and he wants me to be happy.
Yeah, and he wants to put the work in to make sure that, he can help you out in whatever way he can with that situation. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. For sure. Where are your origins? Like, where were you born?
I was born in southern of China, so it's like there's the north people and the south people. It's like I guess it's similar to here,
Mm-hmm.
but people up north is more pale,
Mm-hmm.
and people in the south are more tan.
Okay.
And I think the people in the north are more taller. But like for me, I don't know how I'm tall, to be honest with you.
Just kind of happened.
Yeah.
How old were you when you were adopted, and what do you remember about that time?
I got adopted 18 months old. I don't remember anything because like I was adopted so young. Like my parents know like I would go to I would take naps a lot when I was a little kid. I was attached to my mom because I had no father figure in my life so to that point. Um like I remember like not talking for a really long time because I think I was too afraid to talk because like I have like no relationship with my birth parents. I was
Hmm.
so confused. I
Yeah,
didn't.
you just didn't understand what was happening, especially at that young age.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you're here with us today. I really am. And you're an amazing friend, too. So I just wanted to tell you
Thank
that.
you. You too.
um, were there any specific reasons your adoption took place? And how have you come to understand those reasons over time?
Um, I went to therapy for years, just trying to figure out like why I am like this and why I was adopted, because like there's barely any Chinese people where I'm from, like where I live in my hometown, so it was like really hard for me because like I couldn't even make friends that who are like Asians
Hmm.
because they were all white.
Yeah, and I'm sure that has impacted you as well, like being of a different origin of birth. the culture is definitely different here than I'm sure it is
Yeah.
where you were born. And of course, I mean, not to put words in your mouth, but I feel like I would want to know more about that culture and how it has evolved, because everybody has different cultures that they're a part of and that
Mhm.
that take place within their lives, and it is something to get in touch with for sure. Have you watched videos more about where you're from, or s- like research different traditions, or not a ton?
Um, the only movie I have watched is called Lion. It's about this kid who um like went on a train without his brother, and like he's Indian,
Mhm.
and like he got adopted from like a like Australian couple, and like he met some other people who were adopted when he went to college, and he was struggling really hard doing all
Mhm.
this like maps thing, putting pictures where he's trying to remember, and like that's something I like felt like I like have a connection with that movie.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that you can relate to.
Yeah,
I think I've heard of that movie, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
it's really good. It's really sad though.
It's really sad.
Hmm.
Oh, sad movies. They make me cry, and then sometimes I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have watched that. Like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Have you seen that
Oh
movie?
no, my sister has.
That movie broke me. I watched that as a child because, like, I watched it as a child because my mom didn't realize in the end what happens. So she
Mm.
thought it would be an educational story for us to watch. And we weren't super young. Like, I mean, I was probably in like fifth grade. So it
Mm.
was getting to the point where, I would be able to watch a movie like that.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, that was like one of the first sad movies I watched. And now I can only take them in at certain points. Because goodness, after seeing that movie,
Oh,
I was like, oh, it just was
I want to see.
heartbreaking.
I want to see you cry.
You want to see me cry? I've cried before. I've cried. Have I not cried in front of you?
Once.
Only once?
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, everybody cries. I do cry. Otherwise, I'd be a psychopath.
Yeah,
And I'm
literally.
not. At least not that I know of. I
No,
think
you're
I
not.
feel emotions. I think I actually am a pretty empathetic person. So,
You just don't show it in public. Yeah.
yes, I do say when I do feel emotional, I enjoy being alone
Yeah, I
when
agree.
I cry. Unless it's someone that I'm like, unless it's a family member, and every once in a while, it's not that I don't open up to people. I do open up to people. It just takes me a little bit more to do so. I think that's how a lot of people feel, though.
Yeah, like just having trust issues.
Yeah, it definitely may be a little bit of trust issues. And honestly, sometimes I'm like, it's easier to, I deflect a
Mm-hmm.
lot, just like analyzing myself, like understanding more about myself. I deflect and make everything like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's the easiest way for me to handle my emotions.
Yeah.
But what do you think about yours? Like when you're going through something, how do you?
I usually go to my dad, like, because he's always has good advice for me. Or like I sometimes go to my mom because if it's tea, I would go to her because she likes to hear
Mm,
it.
I feel like that's how most mothers are.
Yeah.
you go to you go to dad for advice,
Hmm.
or you can go to your mother for advice too. It depends on the family, but I
Mm.
feel like I I spill the tea to my mom a little bit every once in a while. It depends. It depends on the situation. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know. I could
agree.
spill the tea to both of them, honestly. My dad would be like, period,
Same with my
pop
dad.
off. How did you feel growing up as an adopted child?
Um, I felt different because I had no clue what my Chinese culture is like, but I have traveled to China again when I was 13, and like I enjoyed every moment of it. I visited the place where I got like abandoned in like the small city, and like then my dad started crying, and it's like
Mm.
I didn't know how to feel. Like I should have cried, but I didn't. I don't know. Like I was so young too.
Hmm. Well, that's one of those things too. Everybody processes their emotions differently. So, in certain situations, you know you should be crying, but you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, not to take away from your story, but I just know that for me, like something that's kind of similar where it's a situation where you feel like you should be crying, but you can't cry
Hmm.
was when my dog died.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I just didn't cry. It was like he was dying right in front of me because, you know, you put your animal down and it's sad. Not to compare that to your story because, like, it's a freaking dog.
Yeah.
But I still should have been crying. I mean, dogs are amazing and I love dogs and I love
I
my dog.
love dogs
My dog
too.
was like one of my best friends. We shared a birthday. It was precious,
Oh.
but it was one of the situations where I felt like I should be crying and I was sitting there and no tears are coming out of my eyes. It just depends on the
Yeah,
situation
I
and
agree.
the emotions being felt at that moment, and sometimes you can't bring yourself to cry even though you want to cry or even though you think you should be crying.
Yeah.
Your feelings are still valid even though you didn't cry in that moment. I just want to make sure that you know that's something that all humans go
Yeah.
through when it comes to certain situations that are involved.
I agree. It's just different situations. Like
Mhm.
it just depends on it.
Do you know much about like do you know much about China? Have you said you didn't really adapt into taking part in some of the traditions, but have you seen other ways that you have kind of adapted their culture or not really cuz you have been living here most of your life, so you kind
Yeah.
of take part in like more the US culture.
Yes. Like when I visited China, they called their rice sticky rice,
Mm.
and they eat a lot of chicken, and like there's a bunch of. I heard they eat cat.
They eat cats?
Yeah, I think so.
Yo, what?
I would not eat a
Oh
cat. Especially
no.
I already have a
Cause
cat.
especially have you seen my TikTok for you
Yes,
page?
I
My whole for
have.
you page is like cute little kitten videos.
I know.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Choky.
No. They eat cats?
That's what I heard. It
Oh
could be
my
wrong.
goodness. No.
I know.
Wait, that's like heartbreaking. I mean, I can't judge because we eat cows and stuff.
Oh
we
yeah, true.
we eat other animals too.
We
So
eat pig.
not in a judgmental way, but they're so cute.
They're so cute.
Oh my goodness. Like oh my goodness, the little baby kittens.
Yeah.
Is that why Donald Trump made that statement where he was like, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats? Do you know what I'm talking
That reference, yeah.
about?
It's probably towards the
I
Asians.
don't know. I I've seen like that reference and there's like that remix that's all over
Oh my
TikToks and it
gosh.
and it goes and they go they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat, eat the cat. And
No,
it's just
no,
like
no.
with a beat. But I just wasn't sure because I didn't watch that interview, so I just didn't know what the context was behind that. So was just sitting there and I was I was kind of confused, but you know, that's a part of life too.
Yeah.
How did your adopted parents discuss your adoption with you? Like when were they open about it? I mean,
Yeah, yes, they are very open about it. They wanted me to like find my birth parents, make sure like I'm comfortable like searching for them, seeing if I have matches. Like my sisters, they don't even see me being adopted, but I see myself being adopted because I don't look like them. I don't have the height. I don't have the color skin, the color hair like them. Because when people see my family, they know like my my two like the biological sisters I have. Wait, I
It's
said that wrong. I
okay.
said that wrong.
Biological? That
Yeah,
is a
those two are biological, but like they're
yeah, but you're
considered my adopted
mhm.
sisters. But I don't see them as that either.
You just see them as your sisters, or do you still feel
I see them as my real sisters.
yeah, okay.
Like every time people see them, they think they look alike, and they
Mhm.
know I don't. Like one situation what happened to me, um, it was at the beach. It was 3 summers ago, and this people were trying to find this Asian girl that looked like me, and they thought that my parents kidnapped her, but she was 15. I was like probably 18 or 16. No, probably 18. Um, but I was in not the same age. I do not probably look like her. The people are just assume that my parents are like kidnapping Asian girl, but they're not. I'm just adopted.
Yeah, I haven't even really. I mean, because I'm not adopted. I
Hmm.
have my biological family, but I haven't even thought about that before. How it feel like how I guess it would feel to be walking in a crowd and just for not to look like your parents and for
Hmm.
them to assume things. And that's such a part of life that we need to change.
Yes, I agree.
And everybody's always going to make assumptions to an extent. It's the unfortunate reality. It's
Yeah.
how our human brains are wired.
Mm.
However, it's stereotypical.
It is.
And adoption's a beautiful process
I agree.
to adopt a child and raise them as your own because blood is not family. Or not blood isn't family, but family doesn't have to be blood. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I mean, blood isn't family.
Okay.
I worded that so wrong. Anyways, we'll just pretend I didn't say that.
Okay.
However, your family does not have to be blood. It's the
No.
people that you meet in your life that grow that importance to you
Yeah.
when you're sitting there and you have those connections with other people and you care about them and you love them and
Mhm.
you're always there for them and you build up that trust with one another where you're like, no matter what, I have your back. Like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact if it came to my two brothers, I would lay my life down for them
Same with my sisters.
without hesitation.
Hmm.
And that's how I feel about my best friend Kenzie as well, because we grew up together. She's my sister,
Hmm.
not by blood, but in my heart she is. I
Yeah.
just grew up with her. We were raised together. So
Oh, this is sweet.
it's one of those situations where it's something that I've thought about too,
Hmm.
especially I mean, as a lesbian, if I do want to have children, I can't have biological children. And
No,
I don't see that as I don't see that as a bad thing. I'm
it's
honestly
not.
really
It's
happy
beautiful.
about it. I think it's so
It
beautiful.
is.
And I think that is also it's just something that's beautiful to either adopt a kid or to get a donor. But adoption is such a beautiful process to
I
help
agree.
someone who doesn't have a family and needs one.
Forever family, yes.
Mhm. No, definitely. For sure. How has your since your mother is adopted
Hmm.
and I mean you're so young, I don't know if you know the answer to this question yet and that's totally okay if you don't. I mean, you're you're we're young.
Yeah.
But do you think if you did choose to have children, you would adopt a child?
Yes, I have thought about this for like years. I would probably have be pregnant for like three of my kids and then adopt someone in the fourth
Okay.
kid.
So the fourth kid would be adopted.
Yes.
That's something I've thought about as well. Because I think for at least one, if I do have children, like one of my children, I would do a donor.
Oh
But
yeah.
really think I would adopt a child too as well. Because I want to help someone who needs a home or even foster.
Yeah, foster care
Because
needs it.
fostering,
Yeah.
like, even if you foster a child and then they find their forever home,
Hmm.
if you treat them well, only good people out there, you should foster children.
Yeah,
If
I
you're out
agree.
here and you're going to cause harm, get
Yeah,
out.
no. You're not meant to have an adopted
Then
kid.
you don't get to have an adopted child.
No.
We also need to fix the adoption system. Sorry.
I agree with you though. I agree.
We do. It's something that needs to be talked about more.
I
I
agree.
don't know why we're out here banning abortion
Yeah.
and focusing on that when we should be focusing on bettering the foster care.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's so like messed up. Like
And not to bring politics into this, but that's part of the reason why I love Robert Kennedy, because
mhm.
when he was planning to run for president, his whole spiel was, I'm here to help fix the
Oh.
adoption system. And that's what we need.
Yes, we need a president like that.
We need better foster care.
Yeah.
Because no child should be left
Like
for no one to
alone,
care for
yeah.
them.
Like a parent figure, they need something.
No, for sure. Having a parent figure is so important.
I agree.
Whether it's one mom, whether it's one dad, whether it's two dads, whether it's two moms,
Yeah.
whether it's a straight couple, it doesn't matter. A parent figure is a parent figure. You just need that influence.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, it's how you learn. It's how you grow.
Live, yeah.
But thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. And I'm so grateful to have you on this podcast episode and bring more light and more insight to the topic of adoption, because I feel as though people get trapped up in their own lives. And
Yeah.
it's not that it's something they don't think about, but people's natural instinct is to think about not kids of their own, but I feel as though that's the first thought that pops into your brain just because it's how we're wired.
Yeah.
In all of society, that's how it's been taught to do. But it would be really beautiful if we could just help fix the adoption system and
The foster care system
help
too.
fix the foster care system, and even, get some more parents who are willing to even adopt one child.
Yeah.
Or adopt a whole family of children, however many.
I think we should be more educated about that area.
Yes, definitely. It should be taught in school.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why we're out here learning about some of the things that we are when we should be learning more about empathy and how to treat others. It's lost. That's not the right word. It's something that can be pushed away, especially with technology.
Yeah, I agree.
With technology, you hide behind your phone and you're taught to be less empathetic towards other people. And it's a situation that, as a society, we need to work on.
Yeah,
We have a lot to work on, though. Let's be real. I mean, we're never going to be perfect. I know that. We're human. Everybody makes their mistakes. And everybody should, own their mistakes and all of that good stuff. But yeah, that is going to be all for the episode today. But I'm so grateful to have you here, Millie. And I hope you stay tuned for the next episode. There will be multiple dropping because this is officially season 2. This is the first episode. So stay tuned. Follow my Instagram. My Instagram is Kate J. Ryan with 2 N's. My podcast Instagram is Scoops Latest. My YouTube channel is also Scoops Latest. I'm assuming that's how you found this video today, but you should subscribe. And Millie, what is your social media?
It's Millie.Stickler17 _.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for having us. And
thank you for having me.
Of course. We love having you. And I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day.